Welcome to day three. So, today I want you to consider, now that you know what brings you joy and what to do to bring joy into your life, and focus, and you've been focusing on and practicing how that joy feels within you. I now want you to consider how to create goals using that same energy. It might be that it's linked to bringing you joy. If it is, that is perfect. But I also appreciate that you might think, oh, well, I don't have to work right now, or I'm not sure what direction my life is going in right now. So actually, joy and goals seem too far apart. That's also okay. But I just want you to consider this. So, we are taught to create goals. In fact, often we're taught to create smart goals. But these goals that we have been taught to create are often based on what we know we can do or what we think we can do. So, if, for example, you are creating a goal that you know you can achieve, there's no growth there. If you are aiming for a goal that you think you can achieve, there's also only minimal growth there. I want you to consider for a moment the feeling of joy that has been within you, that you have been practicing, and applying that to a skill set, or better still, drawing that out of a skill set, okay? So that you are in a position where you are living life by your desire, and your desire is fed to you through joy. I'm going to give you an example, okay? So this is my example. I have created a life where I am coaching and spiritually teaching using theta healing as my basis, to reach clients, to help them to tap into their desires, because I am so aware of the external conditioning that we have had as women. So that's one layer, but as society as a whole, that's a second layer, and then if we're mothers, that's a third layer, and so on and so forth. If we are conditioned, and most of us have been, to be good girls, that's another layer, right? So you see why my work is so important and why I'm so passionate about it, because I want people to dig deep. What is it that brings you joy, and how can you bring that joy into your day-to-day life by being of service in a way that brings you that level of joy? And can you see how close we are? So you've identified what brings you joy. You've borrowed some joy from 2025 so that you know what it feels like within the body. I've then said, okay, what activities then bring you that level of joy? And now it's like, how can I be of service and bring that level of joy to that service? Okay, because that's really where we're going with this. Some people I know, and my coach in particular, she calls it your passion project. What is it that you're so passionate about that has to be done in your lifetime by you, because that is your gift from God? So I want you now to create a goal. You know where joy lives because you felt it in 2025 and you've been practicing that feeling. You now know what brings you joy because maybe you've made a list, or you've had a little bit of a reflection, or you did the journaling prompts. Now I want you to think about how you can bring that joy into your daily life and be of service in that way. And I've given my example of coaching and healing in my business. Okay. So, as I explained in the first call that I didn't record, one of my goals is to reach 50,000 people, 50,000 women in actual fact. Because even if those women literally just come across my Instagram page and for a second they're inspired, and they never work with me, but I've inspired them for that 1 minute, and I've inspired them to make a step towards their joy and their service, I've done my job, right? If they then choose to keep coming back for more inspiration, that's even better. If they choose to work with me, that's like a wow, that's amazing. I'm so grateful to be here with you on your journey, to allow you to find your joy and find service within your joy. So, my goal is a dream goal. Okay. So, we're taught to create goals that you know you can do, or goals that you think you can do. Okay. So, I have no idea how I'm going to reach 50,000 women. No idea at all. Right. And there's so many different courses I could buy that would tell me the answer. I'm pretty certain if I just keep showing up, it will happen anyway, right? But I don't know how I'm going to achieve that goal. I just know that that is my goal. Okay. You know, um, in fact, I might even add the number. I might just decide it's going to be 500,000 women, whatever, right? But I don't know how I'm going to achieve it, but I do know there's growth there. And so my goal is actually my dream. So my service and my joy are together, they're solid. I know what I'm doing that brings me joy. I know what I'm doing to be of service. My goal isn't to grow my Instagram page by 3 people. I know I can do that. Um, my goal isn't to grow my page by 10 people by the end of the week. I think I can do that. My goal is to reach as many women as possible for them to even get a sniff of inspiration from me. Um, and I want to do that by July of this year. So that's a dream. It's expansive. It's going to call upon me to tap into something so deep within me that is bigger than me. Okay. And that's why I know it's going to work because I'm of service. It's full of joy. It's expanding me. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to trust because I wouldn't have I wouldn't be here right now if I wasn't supposed to be doing it. And believe me, I have tried so hard to do something else. Like spent 4 years trying to do something else that my body thought I wanted to do. But it's my spirit, it's my soul. This is the calling. This is what I know I'm supposed to do. Okay. So I want you to really think about it. You know what brings you joy. I want you to think about tying that to a service. And then I want you to think about a goal that feels so big that it's a dream, it's a fantasy, because that's what is going to make you grow. And I'm going to coach you how to achieve that. Once you've got that goal in your mind, do what we did in the call, which is write it down in a way that is using gratitude and as if it's already done, which looks like I am so happy and grateful now that I have reached and inspired 50,000 women by the end of July 2026. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. It's done. Okay. And that's the format I want you to write your goal down. All right. I would love to know how you get on. Don't forget to email me with your progress.